Can ChatGPT actually teach us how to become better disc golfers? Today, we will be answering that question and more on how you can become a better disc golfer. Let's get into it right now. Welcome in, everybody, to the Clankers Disc Golf Podcast, presented by Upper Park Disc Golf. Upper Park Disc Golf has the best disc golf bags in the business. They make their bags from sustainably used materials to help you be better on the course. They're good on the course, they're good off the course. These guys and gals really do care about bettering the environment and bettering disc golf as a whole. We truly believe that with these bags, they are some of the lightest weight, most durable, easy to use bags out on the market. You can get incredible values for these bags. They have unique designs, as well as they are very forward thinking in their concepts, and they always seem to be able to, you can get whatever you need. Check them out, Upper Park Disc Golf. They are running a sale right now where you use promo code Clankers10 and you are going to get 10% off your next order. Let's get off of the ad read and let's get into today's podcast. I am by myself today. No Trenton, no Horatio, no guest. Our guest is AI today. I am sitting down and talking, or I guess chatting, typing with ChatGPT, and we are going to figure out how to get better at disc golf. ChatGPT is one of those new fads, I'd say, that a lot of people are able to use this service, this AI service, where you ask it questions and it gives you answers. So today, I put in how to get better at disc golf. I want to go through the answers, give some analysis on them, and let's talk. How to get better at disc golf from ChatGPT. So let's start off here with number one, or I'll just read you exactly what it says and get into number one. It says, disc golf is a fun and challenging sport that requires skill and patience to improve. Here are some tips that can help you get better at disc golf. 1. Learn the basic techniques. Before you can get better at disc golf, you need to have a solid understanding of the best techniques involved. This includes proper grip, stance, throwing techniques, and disc selection. There are many resources available online and in person, such as instructional videos, books, and classes that can help you learn the fundamentals. Completely agree with this one. If you want to get better at disc golf, you have to know the basic techniques. I'm going to tell you, you should subscribe to our podcast, the Clankers Disc Golf Podcast, because we are always exploring how you can become a better disc golfer, how you can learn about the sport of disc golf and improve your game. If you go all the way back to episode 1, I guarantee you we have hit almost every single topic, if not every single topic in disc golf, on how you can become better. This is the best place to learn how to become a better disc golfer if you're going to be listening to a podcast. And so this is so true. If you go out and just throw a frisbee, you're probably not going to have a lot of success. Where if you kind of understand how to grip it, how to stand, how you should be throwing, not rounding, and your disc selection, and you choose the right discs for how far you can throw and where you're at in your game, you're going to get better at disc golf. And these things evolve. It's not going to be the same thing. You're not always going to be throwing that Innova DX Leopard from the starter set your entire disc golf career. But when you're first getting into disc golf, maybe that's not a bad idea. Let's go to number 2 now. So it says, number 2, practice regularly. Agree with this one. Consistent practice is essential for improving your skills. Try to set aside time each week to practice your throws and work on your technique. Practice on different types of courses and in various weather conditions to develop a well-rounded game. Yes, completely agree with this one, guys. If you want to improve your disc golf game, you have to practice. You cannot expect to be a good disc golfer and not put any of the work in, not practice at all. Practice is imperative to become a better disc golfer. And I'm not saying you have to get out there every single day for an hour a day, 2 hours a day, and that's the only way to get better. I don't think that's the truth. Sometimes I think too much practice can actually be detrimental to your game. We've talked about that in other podcasts. But what I am saying, if you've got 10 minutes to go putt before dinner or after dinner, whenever you have that opportunity to go putt. Maybe it's your lunch break at work, go putt, or go work on your throwing. Maybe you don't have any discs, but you can just work on your timing and work on throwing like without the disc. You know what I'm saying? Like shadow throwing, you can do that. Or you have a towel and you're working on whatever in your form. You can do that without a disc, without actually throwing a disc. So I think there are tons of things that you can do to practice. And it's not just going to the same course every single day or every single week and throwing the exact same shot. When you do that, you're just learning that one course. You're not learning how to become a better disc golfer. You're just learning that one course and how to play that one course. If you've fallen into that trap, and I'm not saying it's bad, we've all fallen into it. I've fallen into it. You probably have as well. It's good to go to that course, maybe switch things up. Maybe a forehand only round, or maybe take a completely different bag of discs out there and try to play it with that, and just kind of shake those things up. You know, ChatGPT says, you know, if you can play different types of courses, that's amazing. Completely agree with that one. If you can have a nice balance between woods and open and everything in between, I really think that's going to make you a better disc golfer, but you might not have that luxury. As well as the playing in various weather conditions. I cannot agree with this one more. If it's windy outside, it's probably a great day to practice, even if you don't have a lot of wind, because you never know when your next tournament or your next skins round or your next league night, or maybe you're just going out with beers and your buddies. You're never going to know when the weather conditions aren't perfect and they're not what you're used to playing in. If you're the disc golfer who's prepared for those situations, you are going to be better than the disc golfer who does not prepare for those situations. Let's move to number 3 now. Number 3, play with better players. Playing with more experienced and skilled players can help you learn new techniques and improve your overall game. Observe how they throw, approach shots, and putt, and ask them for advice on how to improve your technique. This is a really solid one. It's kind of that mindset of like, you want to be around people who better you, not people who worsen you. You know, like, you don't want to be around people who are negative and drag you down and hold you back in life. You want to be around people who are going to lift you up and drive you to be better. Same thing here in disc golf. You want to play with better competition, better players. Maybe you don't have that. Maybe you're the best in your area, and congratulations. Reach out. Let's get you on the show, right? But you can always learn something from everyone, even if they're not the best player in the world. Maybe they're rated lower than you. I still think if you watch what they're doing, you can learn something. Maybe it's something that they're doing really well and they're better at you than this. Or maybe it's something bad and you're like, oh yeah, I need to remember not to do that. So I think that looking at other players, you're going to be able to learn a lot in just observing how they're throwing, how they're approaching, how they're putting, what is their routine, what is their mental game, what happens when something doesn't go their way. As well as if you play with like the same core group of people and you can kind of understand their aspects of their game, I feel like that just gives you more power to win over them. Like, let's say Randy is the guy who starts to fall apart after he misses the putt on hole 1 or hole 2 or early into the round. Well, if you're doing a skins match, or, you know, you're playing for tags or whatever it is, and he does that, you know, you've got a good shot of playing well just as long as you stay within your boundaries. You don't have to do anything extra. So I think knowledge is power here, and I think playing with those better players is going to help you improve, and asking them for that advice and for critiques on the fly while they're able to watch you and you're already in the moment of disc golfing and you can adjust things on the fly, that is super helpful. Number 4. Focus on accuracy, not distance. While it's tempting to try to throw the disc as far as possible, accuracy is more important in disc golf. Focus on improving your accuracy by practicing shorter throws and working on your approach shots and putting. This thing is a genius. I mean, this is so true. If you are 900 and below, especially, listen up. If you are rated 900 and below, you need to focus on your putting and your upshots. That is what is going to be the most critical. Let's take a 350-foot hole, for example. I would say that 8 out of 10 disc golfers under the 900 rated level are not going to be able to reach a 350-foot hole and get a tap-in birdie or 10-foot birdie, 15-foot birdie, whatever it is. They're probably not getting a birdie. I think 8 out of 10 don't get the birdie. So let's say everyone on your card can throw roughly 275 to 310, right? that means you are going to have to do an approach shot to get to the pin. And maybe you're close enough to where you can do a long circle to bid. Either way, you have to dial those in and be good at those, and that will save your game so many strokes. So let's say you're 275 and you need to get to 350. So some quick math, you're still 75 feet away. That's probably not a putt for you if you are under 900 rated. So therefore, you're going to have to make an approach shot. Do you go to the forehand? Do you go to the backhand? What obstacles are in your way? How's the wind blowing? Where do you want to have your next putt from? These are all things you need to be asking yourself, and you need to kind of have that game plan and understand for yourself, because I really have seen it in my own game, in my friend's game, and the new players I'm playing with game, all of these things. If you can hit that approach shot and make your putt stress-free, you're going to play very, very good. You're going to place very, very well in tournaments. That's just simple, because a lot of disc golfers under 900 rated are going to be missing their putts. You will probably be missing some putts. You're probably not going to light it up and make every single putt on the round. So if you're nervous from 20 feet away, but you're not nervous from 8 feet away, how do we get your approach shot 8 feet away from the basket to where you're not nervous? And same thing putting. Maybe you have an opportunity on a shorter hole to get a birdie. We have to convert those 20 footers, those 25 footers, those circle edge. We have to convert, and we have to do those things in order to place better in tournaments or beat your friends, whatever your goal is. Even if you're just trying to have fun, let's face it, it is more fun when your score is lower and you're playing well. So I really like this one. I think this is good. Focusing in on that accuracy, not the distance, getting the short game down. And if you're going to the field and you're just throwing 500 feet, but you can't control it and it's not predictable in a round, then it's not a good 500-foot mark. I don't care that you threw the disc one time and it went 450 feet. If you can't consistently do that, and if it can't be accurate, it doesn't matter. It doesn't help your disc golf game. Let's get to number 5. Experiment with different discs. Disc golf discs come in a variety of shapes, sizes, and weights, and each one has unique characteristics that can affect your game. Experiment with different discs to find the ones that work best for your throwing style and the course conditions. Yeah, this is a good one. You know, you want to experiment with different discs. You want to find which ones work for you, which ones don't work for you. I do think in general, though, you shouldn't be going crazy buying discs right off the bat. I think it's one of those things where you have to satisfy all of the things before number 5, if that makes sense. So, we're on number 5 of 6 here. So you have to have, definitely number 1, learn the basic techniques. You have to have that down. You have to have a good idea of how to throw. You have to have proper grip. You have to know what discs do, and maybe have somewhat of an understanding of the flight numbers, or at least what kind of discs, the way that they fly. You should be probably in some sort of a regular-ish practice routine, or maybe you play once a week or whatever it is. And to play with better players, you probably don't need that one to satisfy number 5, but focus on accuracy, not distance. You'll be incorporating that into your practice. But experimenting with the different discs is one of those things where I really believe that you can waste a lot of money in disc golf by buying discs that you're going to throw 10 times and then you're never going to throw them again, and they're just going to sit on your shelves. I can look over at my shelf and see a lot of those. And you probably can too, wherever you hold your discs at. So with all that said, I think when you can get, maybe it's a starter set, or maybe some buddies have given you a disc, or go out and buy a couple of discs to get started, and then really learn and understand those discs before you start experimenting. Yes, different plastics will do different things, but at a certain level of your game, it's not going to be completely different. Maybe it feels better in your hand and you have more confidence. That can be a big factor in your disc golf game. I think being confident is huge, but maybe that, let's go with a Destroyer and a Zeus, maybe they're really not that different. They have the same flight. It's just Which one looks cooler and which plastic do you like more in your hand? So it's one of those things where I can understand experimenting with the different discs. I think you need to satisfy a couple of requirements before getting to that. But definitely with your throwing style and everything that you kind of learn about yourself as a disc golfer, you're going to find that those initial discs you have, maybe you love and you keep using, maybe you lose one and you want to try something out, that's completely fine. I just am saying don't go overboard until you have a good general idea of what you like, what you don't like, and being able to throw the disc and grip are pretty big on that. Okay, number 6, stay positive and have fun. Disc golf can be frustrating at times, but it's important to stay positive and have fun. Focus on the progress you're making and celebrate your success. No matter how small, enjoy the game and the outdoors and don't take it too seriously. Thank you, ChatGPT. I completely agree with that one. That is such a good one that I don't think a lot of people are hitting on. Have fun while you're disc golfing. If you're going out and getting mad every single time you disc golf, it's not fun. Why? You're taking something fun and ruining it, and it's like, well, why am I out here anymore? To summarize, I think that you shouldn't always put a score down for your round. You shouldn't always be worried that you hit the first tree available. You shouldn't be mad that you missed this putt. Remember, you are doing something you enjoy. You're outside. You're not looking at your phone. You're with people you like if you're playing with people, or you're by yourself clearing your head. It's good for your mental health. Whatever it is, just remember that you like to do this and you're out here to have fun. That will make disc golf so much more fun, so much more enjoyable, and you'll probably get better quicker because you're having fun. I don't know about you guys, but I know for me, when I am so focused on getting better and being frustrated with myself and being mad, I don't get good. And my progress goes down or isn't what I want it to be. But then as soon as I'm just, having fun, not thinking about it, turning the brain off, that's when I really start to have good rounds. That's when things go well for me in practice sessions, all those different kinds of things. So keep that in mind. Have fun. That's what disc golf is about. If you guys enjoyed this podcast episode, let me know. I would love to do more of these and continue to ask ChatGPT what it thinks about disc golf and disc golf improvement. And that is all that I have for this week. We've got some other great podcasts out there. If you want to learn how you can become a more accurate disc golfer, check out our interview with Andrew Presnell. That was a really fun one. He gives 5 tips on how you can become a more accurate disc golfer, and we will see you guys next week.